Wedding budgeting can be very tricky most of the times because people do not understand why their budget moves from 10 million naira to 15 million naira, despite how careful they can be. And I'm about to show you why your budget keeps increasing even when you are being very, very careful. The missing point is something I call strategy plus bucketing. If you can use these two systems properly, I promise you, you are going to have an event that is not going to be stressful. You're going to have an event that is not going to be tiring. Here is why your budget keeps increasing. I'm just going to put it by this side here so that you remember. Your budget keeps increasing, of course, number one, because of unrealistic budgets, because of poor decisions, because of extra costs, and also because of stress. Because most times when you are stressed, you make impulsive decisions. You're trying to make decisions that just gets you by. Extra costs that you never factor. These are reasons why your budget would skyrocket from 10 million to 50 million. And that's what I'm about to show you, a strategy and a system. Let me show you something. There's something I call the MEVE principle. M stands for must-haves, E stands for experience, V stands for visuals, and E stands for extras. What are the things that will fall under your must-haves? We're looking at things like venue, things like sound, things like food. When you're hosting people or you're having an event, these are things that you must have. You cannot do without them. And most of the time, your must-haves take like 30% of your entire budget. But let me explain something. If you're not careful about this guy, your must-haves can move from 30% to 70% without you even knowing. Because one wrong venue can make you spend millions of naira. So you need to be very careful with the kind of venue that you're choosing. Most times people make this kind of mistake. They just choose a venue and then they call a decorator. And then when you call a decorator a planner, that's when you discover that there's so many things that your venue would not allow you to do because of the kind of dream, the experiences that you have. And then you have to start spending money to make those things happen. So when you're going for a venue or you're trying to choose your venue for your event, I would advise that you go with a planner, you go with a decorator, somebody that can advise you based on the brief that you have. The second budgeting system here is experience, and experience takes 25% of your budget. What are the things that fall under experience? Decor, a good MC, entertainment. By entertainment, I mean MC, DJ, and the likes. Lighting. Now, this is the heart of your event, and this is the part where you cannot play with. People will not really care about how much your event costs. When people have a good experience, that's when they want to start quantifying that event based on pricing and say, oh, I think this person spends so and so amount. When you give people good experience, food can also fall under experience, mind you, because good catering also has a way of elevating the entire guest experience. Decor can also fall under must-haves, but it depends on you because people value systems are different. For people, decor is their top priority. So decor can also fall under must-haves. That's why you need the budget templates that we created that can help you explain if decor is high priority, low priority, or medium priority. You need to look at that template. Your third bucket system are visuals, and visuals takes about 15% of your budget. Everything you do here and here are for your guests. They are for people. I always encourage my clients that this is your own souvenir. This is what you are going home with. This is what you remember. So even if it's taking 50%, I would implore that you do not play with this. You need to be very, very picky about the people you are choosing in this category. For visuals, we're talking about your video. We're talking about photo. And of course, now we have content. Most times you see people going cheap on photography, but spending so much on a venue, spending so much on decoration. The truth is that the bulk of your money is going to go into these three things: venue, decor, and food. But regardless, when you are choosing your photographer, study the person's editing style, study the person's photography style, and see if it aligns with the kind of pictures that you want to have, because this is the only thing that makes the entire money that you have spent worth it. E stands for extras. When your budget becomes too tight and you need to let some things go, this is where you start from extras. What are the things under extras? Program of events, party favors, souvenirs, basically souvenirs, and the likes of it. These are things that you can do without for your event, but sometimes your extras take like 10%. In these extras, we are looking at logistics. We're looking at accommodation. There's a lot. You see these extras, we can go on and list about 50 things that are under extras. Now, I said if you're on a budget and you're trying to cut down your expenses, you start from extras. Let's explain. How do you cut accommodation out when you're on a tight budget? If you know you're within a budget and you really want to have good decor, a good venue, instead of booking a hotel, dress from your father's house. Yes, dress from an uncle's house. Save on accommodation. Instead of booking the five-star hotel, go for something cheaper. Logistics, get your brother's car, get somebody's car. You don't have to enter a Prado. You do not have to enter an SUV. Does it make sense now? Instead of owning your vendors, owning your decorator, owning your caterer, owning your DJ, your sound, and everything, instead of owning them, cut on party favors, take them out. Sometimes people do not even realize that you did not give them souvenirs during the event if they're having a very good experience. All of this is what we have included in our MEVE budget tracker. It's available on our seller page. I'll put a screenshot so that you see what you get and the things that it entails. With this proper bucketing system, you can escape last minute changes, family pressure, and guest control, because every time somebody is trying to make you do something extra that will affect your budget, all you need to do is to come back to your template and see if what they are trying to make you do can be accommodated in your budget or in your planning. So you need to use good strategy and good bucketing, else your 10 million naira can shoot to 100 million. I hope this helps.